Rare is political consensus, rarer still in an election year. But on the Post Office IT scandal, it seems all sides are agreed. The victims have suffered appallingly, and not least for their sake, justice needs at long last to be done. Delivering it, said the Post Office Minister tonight, is his highest priority. Kevin Hollinrake revealed that plans to right the historic wrongs are expected from the government soon. They cannot come soon enough, though, for those caught up in it all. More than 700 sub-postmasters and mistresses have received criminal convictions. The pace to overturn them too slow, the minister admits. Far quicker, the speed with which the whole sorry saga has galvanised the public following last week's ITV drama. Since its broadcast, more than 1 million have joined the calls to strip former boss Paula Vennells of her CBE, a review the Prime Minister says he would strongly support.
That the losses must have been caused by Mr. Castleton's own error.
It is this ITV drama that has thrust the plight of innocent sub-postmasters and mistresses back into the public eye. Wrongfully convicted, many having their lives ruined because of errors within a computer accounting system. Despite knowing of the scandal for years, the publicity from the show has led to government meetings and a business minister taking to the Commons today.
The Post Office scandal is one of the greatest miscarriages of justice in our nation's history. We have devised some options for resolving the outstanding criminal convictions with much more pace.
In 1999, the Post Office began the rollout of its new computer accounting system, Horizon, developed by Fujitsu. Within weeks, sub-postmasters, including Alan Bates, reported problems. There were more than 100 prosecutions based on faulty Horizon data in 3 years. In 2009, Alan Bates and other victims of the scandal set up the Justice for Sub-Postmasters Alliance. Between 1999 and 2015, more than 700 Post Office branch managers were given criminal convictions for fraud and theft. Just 93 of these have been overturned. Last year, the government said that those who've had their convictions quashed would be offered £600,000 in a full and final settlement. Only 30 have received that amount. Today, the Prime Minister, without giving any specifics, was adamant the government would work at speed to rectify this.
Now, what we are now looking at is how can we speed all of that up, right? Understandably, I'm very clear, want to get that out the door as quickly as possible. There are legal processes that people have had to go through. But
he also said he would support a review into whether the former Post Office boss, Paula Vennells, should be stripped of her CBE because of this. A move Ed Davey, the Liberal Democrat leader, agrees with. He was Postal Affairs Minister in the coalition government and at the time initially refused to meet with Alan Bates, the campaigner trying to expose the scandal, when he first contacted him. Do you regret not meeting with the victims at first opportunity?
I wish I'd known then what we all know now. The Post Office was lying on an industrial scale to me and other ministers. And when I met Alan Bates and listened to his concerns, I put those concerns to the officials in my department, to the Post Office, to the National Federation of Postmasters.
It has been a painful experience for many, including Senapathy, who as a sub-postmaster was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison when the Horizon system showed money missing from his post office. For him, justice doesn't come in the form of compensation.
I'm 68 years old. Maybe another 2 years I live. So prior to that, my name got to be cleared. Like me, there are so many elderly postmasters, postmistresses there. Their name got to be cleared for them to go and live in the society without any black mark on them.
Some postmasters were exonerated in 2021, but there are plenty of others waiting to have this experience and feel this sense of relief that they deserve.
And Shihab joins me now. And so it's clear that they say they're looking at ways of speeding up the methods of overturning all these wrongful convictions. What is holding up the pace when these people are so desperate? It's been communicated so thoroughly now, hasn't it?
Yeah, as is often the case with these things, it is slightly complicated. The Justice Secretary held some meetings today to discuss it. We understand that there are going to be more meetings that he's holding with senior figures within the judiciary. This isn't because of a lack of willingness. I understand the Number 10's position on this is that they want to see these convictions overturned and they want to see it happen as soon as possible, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There are some calling for a blanket measure that would overturn all these convictions immediately, but legal experts are telling us the issue with that is it would raise question marks over judicial independence. There's a big question of ethics here. Can politicians, can Parliament really intervene in an independent judicial system, and what would that mean for our democracy if they do? And that's why these meetings are taking place, and that's why the Justice Secretary and the government is looking at a number of different options with that end goal in mind, to get these overturned as quickly as possible, but to do so in a way that wouldn't cause any issues. They're going to explore several different avenues. They're talking to experts to find out the best way to do it. Ultimately, for these victims, it can't come soon enough. These convictions have a huge impact, not only on what they've been through, but also on things like getting loans, getting visas. They have an impact day to day. So this needs to happen as soon as possible.
And all of those MPs know how much the public is watching this very closely now. OK, Shihab, thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you.